Ram. Namaste everyone. Welcome you all to session 19 of Samskritasri Pathamala 1. Today we'll just be getting the doubts clarified and preparing for the test, which is to be held on Thursday. Let us begin with Mangala Shloka. Shuklam Varadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantayet Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalasphटिकाकृतिम् Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmहे Saraswati Namaste Veena Pustakadharini Hamsavahana Marudhe Vidyadanam Kurushvami. Let us see the sukti for the day. Udyoginam Purusha Simham Upaiti Lakshmihi. The meaning is prosperity draws near a man who is hard-working and brave. Udyoginam means somebody who is hard-working. Purusha Simham. Simham is lion. Simha is lion. Purusha Simha is one who is brave like a lion. To him, prosperity comes. So, in order to be prosperous or successful, we should be both hardworking and brave. Because we have to have confidence in ourselves. So, the first thing I wanted to do was to mention certain corrections which are there in the suggested answers. In 12.325, I have given Saha Gajaha. I think the next one is Ete Gajau, Etau Gajau. But then it should be Eshaha Gajaha. And in 13.4.9, I have given two options. Because it is given as Te, it could either mean the dual of the masculine, I mean the Napumsakalingam or the Strilingam. They both have Te in the Dvivachana, or the Bahuvachana of Pullingam. So if you are giving as Pullingam, it should be all and Hasanti, and if it is Strilingam or Napumsakalingam, it should be Dvivachana. So two, or Hasataha, not Hastaha, Hasataha. I'll make that correction right away. Then, Tvam na gachasi. There was a spelling error here, so please correct that as well. And Ashwa, that was also given wrong in 12.343. So please make these corrections in the suggested answers that were given. Another thing is in 13.1, I have given the order of the sentences differently. So please correct that. And also there is some extra sentence which is crept in somehow. So these are the 8 sentences. So when the presentation is uploaded, you can check it. I've also asked for the corrected version of the suggested answers to be posted along with the contents of today's class. So whenever that is uploaded, the corrected version of the PDFs will also be available in the course page. Now there were some general doubts which I received in the form of emails. I will first address them. Just give me a moment. So many of you have asked, is this the only correct answer or are there other correct answers? So these are just suggested answers. Many of the questions can have other correct answers as well. As long as it is within the grammatical principles that we have learned so far, it is fine. Next is, somebody had asked why Pushpani and not Pushpani. Just like we have Halam, Hale, Halani, it should have been Pushpam, Pushpe, Pushpani in the three vachanas, isn't it? But it's given with the Tavarga Nakara here, which is the Murdhanya Nakara. Why? So the rule is, it is actually a very complex rule, but right now for the present, you can understand it as if there is a preceding Repha, Rikara or Shakara, you get a Nakara instead of a Nakara. There are several exceptions and conditions to this rule, but generally when you find a Shakara before or a Repha or Rikara before, you can expect a Nakara instead of a Nakara. Wherever you expect a Nakara, instead of that you will find a Nakara. But because of the other conditions, in certain cases, it may be an exception as well. So, but for now, you just have to learn it as Pushpani instead of Pushpani. You should remember that it is the Nakara. Next, when Kim is used for converting a statement into a sentence, like Ramaha Pathati Kim. So, what meaning does it give? Is that so? You're just questioning the entire statement. In that case, I told you that Kim does not have any linga or vachana. So even though Ramaha is pullinga, you don't connect it with any of the lingas. You just use Kim because it is used like an avyaya here, which is an indeclinable, which does not change. Because the purpose of the Kim here is to just question the entire sentence. So it has nothing to do with the object or subject in the sentence. So it is used like an avyaya. Va does a similar thing, only thing that sometimes you can use Kim at the beginning as well. Kim Ramaha Pathati. Does Rama read? We can ask by putting Kim in the beginning itself. But you cannot, generally you don't do it with Va. So you cannot say Va Ramaha Pathati. Ramaha Pathati Va is generally what you hear. Next is the position of Cha. Ramah Krishnah cha likhatah is correct. Similarly, Ramah cha Krishnah cha likhatah. That is also correct. But you don't say Ramah cha Krishnah likhatah. This kind of usage is not found in the language. There is no specific rule as such, but in most cases we don't use it like that. Sometimes in a padya, just for the sake of meter, they may change the order. In Padya, they have the liberty. In poetry, there is liberty for the Kavi to change the order in any way he wants. So other than that, in normal Sanskritam, we don't see such a usage. Because in English, we are used to putting cha at the just before the last letter, or the last word in the list of things that you're enumerating. But in Sanskritam, it is either in the end or after every item in the list. So, yeah, these are the two ways in which you can use it, either at the end and at the after every item. Then the other doubt was the three pronouns in all the three lingas and three vachanas, they can be used both as adjectives and as nouns itself. So they are pronouns. They can be used as adjectives also. For instance, saha gachati. In this place, it is a pronoun. You have already spoken about some person, and then you're referring to him and saying he goes. Saha gachati. Suppose you're using it as saha balaha gachati. The meaning will be that boy goes. So saha assumes the nature of an adjective here. So the same word is used both as an adjective and a noun. And the next one is, here there were some sentences which were meant for correction. So correct the following sentences. It was given, Ime pustakam pathatha. When does pathatha come? Only with yuyam. Yuyam pathatha. But here it comes with ime, which is a mistake. So either you can change ime or you can choose pathatha. So both of which can correct the sentence. You can correct it in any fashion. So this is one thing. Next is with questions having avam and example, vayam kim khadama. Kim khadama. The answer could either be yuyam bhojanam. I'm sorry, this should be khadatha. Yuyam bhojanam khadata, or it could be vayam bhojanam khadamah. Both are correct answers. Why? You could either be, there is a group of people, they could either be asking themselves or they could be asking somebody else. So depending on who is being asked, you will get the answer as yuyam or vayam. This is according to common sense. You can make a choice. Whichever you write, you should make the verb agree with the noun. That is the only condition. Next is 14.2, line 4. The question here is to change into interrogative form. And the sentence is Avam Pratah Devam Namavaha. So the interrogative form of this question could either be questioning the person who is doing it, or who is being worshipped, or the statement itself can be questioned. And also there is a avyaya here, pratah, in the morning. So you can also question when is it being done. So any part of the sentence can be questioned, and all of them will be the correct way of making the sentence into an interrogative. Ultimately, it should be a question to which this will be an answer. That is all we need. Okay, so the possible questions are, these are some possible questions. You can frame others as well. Yuvam kada devam namatha. Yuvam is you both. When? So for that, pratah is the answer. Devam namatha. Pray to God. Yuvam kam namatha. Whom do you worship? So this we have not seen. We have not come across this padam. Kam. So yeah, kam is something which we will learn later. But just to give all possible forms, I have given Yuvam kam namatha. Whom do you worship? Do you both worship? Kau devam namatah. Who is worshipping the god? Or who too are worshipping God? Then yuvam or avam devam namatah or namavah va. So you can either be asking yourselves, that one of the two could be asking themselves, or somebody else can be asking the two as to whether at all they are worshipping God. So any of this form of question is a correct answer to this 14.2 line 4. So that's, I think, meant to be changed into an interrogative form. Now there are some exercise discussion requests. Before that, I'll see if there are any questions that need to be answered. Suktihi is generally for our interest. I'm not including it for the test. This is something that we just, it is a nice way to begin the class. So I just introduce so that you also become familiar with Sanskritam Suktis. That's the whole intention behind it. It will not be included for the test. Idam and etad, they both mean the same, yes. And for us, idam and etad shabda are both used interchangeably, even though there is a mild difference. That is, etad things are those which are closer by, and idam is slightly far away. We do not make that distinction in usage in these days. Next is same thing about Sukti. Where do we find the answers for the questions given in the chapters? For example, chapter 12. So the course page has the video, the presentation of the classes and everything uploaded. So along with the contents of the last class, the answers to the questions have been uploaded. So as PDF files, you can download them and verify your answers. Next. 12.3.13. Make a sentence using Purataha. Yes. We had used that in a sentence, right? So, Mama Purataha, something is there. Either Griham Asti or Bhavanam Asti, Margaha Asti. Anything you can say using Purataha. Tava Purataha Pustakam Asti is given. Should it be Asti? Yes, Asmi is wrong. Asti is the correct sentence. Next is, in Ramaha Ramau Ramaha, why is Bahuvachanam not mentioned as Rame like in Esha Etau Ete? That is the difference between the pronoun and the akara ending nouns. In fact, the other vowel endings and consonant ending nouns will have other forms of singular, dual and plural. For now, we have only seen akara, ikara, ukara ending masculine nouns, pullinga shabdaha. We have learned akara ending strilinga shabdaha and akara ending napunsakalinga shabdaha. That's it. Ime pustakam pathanti. Okay. Ime pustakani pathanti, which is correct. It doesn't matter whether they are all reading the same book or whether they are all reading different books. The ime should agree with the verb. That is all. So irrespective of the number of books, the verb will remain the same. Jayanti Prabhakar, what is your question? I don't see a question here. Avam kada devam namavaha is correct. Yes, it is correct. Ma'am, can you explain the various numbers usage of imau ime? I didn't get that question. Malini Sundararaman, can you explain your question? You can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Namaste Ram Ram. I don't get if they refer to dual or plural, and what is the singular form of that?
See, ayam is the singular form of the masculine idam shabda, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
So ayam, imau is the dual form and ime is the plural form.
Okay.
But for strilingam, iyam, ime, imaha is the other three forms in the three vachanas.
Okay. Okay. Now I got it.
And similarly, in napunsakalinga, it is idam, ime,
idani,
imani.
Imani. Okay.
Imani. So only ime is similar in both Napunsakalingam and Strilingam.
Strilingam.
And it is the Bahuvachana form in Pullingam. So if the verb is hasanti or pathanti or vadanti, when you see the plural form and you find an ime, then you should understand that ime is Pullingam because it has a plural form. Is that clear?
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Dhanyavad. That question is right. Okay, that is Avam kada devam namavaha is correct. Can you help with the answer to 14(2)G? Okay. Okay. Then 14(2)2 ime pustakam padhanti. Ime pustakani, I think that I answered. Lakshmi Raghavan. Yes, Lakshmi Raghavan. What's your doubt?
Namaste.
Ram, namaste.
Madam, in for exercise 14.4.
14.4.
We
Can you repeat the question number?
always talk like.
Can you please repeat the question number? I'm not able to hear you, Lakshmi Bhagini.
Translate. Yeah, 4 only. 14.4.
Just a moment. Yes.
You are able to hear me, ma'am?
Now it's clear. Yeah, tell me.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
In 14.4, we always talk like this only. Translate into Sanskrit.
Yes.
Ma'am, you are able to hear me?
Yes. You want the answer or you want to give some answer and want me to check it?
It is answer is Vyam Evam. No. Evam it has come. No. What does Evam mean?
Evam is only.
In your answer. Evam is only.
Yes.
I have written it as Vyam Sada Iva Eva Vadanti. Is it correct?
Sada. Can you repeat it?
Acha, Evam is like this. Okay.
Yeah.
I have written it as Vyam Sada Iva Eva Vadanti. Is it correct?
Iva is wrong. Iva is
wrong.
wrong.
No? Okay.
Evam eva vadanti is correct. Vadamaha
Evam eva
Vayam Vadamaha.
Evam is like this. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Eva is
And
only.
Okay. One more doubt. Like exercise 14.4 only. They somehow come there in the evening, right?
Yes.
It is. Should we use the dual this one or the plural this one? Plural pronouns.
If it is dual, they usually mention it separately. They too.
Okay. Otherwise, if it is generally they, then we should give the plural answer, correct?
Generally, yes, because they would have given they both or they two. Some clue they would have given.
Fine. Ma'am, one more thing. Can you please this one explain that usage of Kim? Last time you told me, but still I'm a bit confused about it.
The one which I explained today, like the Avyaya part.
That actually, that Avam Prataha Devam Namavaha, I had written it as Yuvam Kada Devam Namataha. That was what I had written it.
Yes.
Then you had written Kim in the last, right? Avam Prataha Devam Namavaha Kim. That was the answer in this one. How do
Yes.
we use kim actually? Where and how do we use kim? It's a little bit confusing for me.
In English, we say, do you, did this happen? No, is that so? Okay, so you make a statement that avam namavaha. So you are questioning that. Do you do that? So yuvam namadhaha kim is what you ask them, isn't it? To get that answer out of them.
Okay. In this aspect, it is like that. In this
pertaining to this. Yes, in this aspect, it does not have kim, ke, kani, and the variations at all. Just
fine.
It is an avyayam, and it questions the entire statement that you have just made. That's all.
Okay. Dhanyawad,
and the same is done by va also.
Dhanyawad.
The same purpose is served by va also. Dhanyawad.
Okay, ma'am. Dhanyawad, ma'am.
This avam kada devam namavaha is correct. Can all three forms eshaha, ayam, saha be used for he and similarly for other genders? Yes, you can use. When there is no indication of the distance, you can use any of the three pronouns. Is this right? Vayam prayah idam iva vadamaha. Idam iva is not a proper usage. I think you're asking for that sentence. We always talk like this only. Vayam. Always is not prayah. There is a difference between mostly and always. Prayah is mostly. Sada is always. Evam is like this. Evam. Eva. Eva means only. Eva is only. And vadamaha is we speak. Ramaha agachati. Puratah sayam. Is this correct? No, sorry, that is not correct. Puratah indicates the position or place. It is not a avyayam of time. It indicates the place. So this is not correct. What does the boy do there? Balah tatra kim karoti. Can you confirm plural for sadhu? Sadhu, sadhu, like guruhu, guru, guravaha. For sadhu, it will be sadhu, sadhu, sadhavaha. Stand, I think you mean the verb. Stand in Sanskritam is tishtha dhatu. So, saha tishtati. Tau tishthatah. Te tishthanti. Tishtati, tishthatah, tishtanti are the forms. What is the meaning of putrapi? Putrapi means anywhere. I think it has not come in the list of avyayams that you have done, but you can make a note of this. Putrapi is putra is where. Api usually means anywhere. So putra api is anywhere. Is devata a pullinga shabda? What are the forms of the first and second vibhakti? We have not learnt vibhakti as yet, so let us not bring that in now. Devata is not a pullinga shabda, it is an akara ending strilinga shabda. So it is devata, devate, devataha. Okay. Somebody wants to know what is the use of having dual and plural for proper nouns like Rama, Uma, etc. It is just for the sake of completion. And Rama is not the only Shabda. Rama is given so that it could have been just, the fact that the more you say the Rama Shabda, the more punya you get. But any akara ending Shabda is going to be like Rama Shabda. So if you want to say hill, Achalaha, it is an akara ending Pullinga Shabda, just like Rama. So you're going to treat it like it and use all the forms as in the Rama Shabda. So it is mainly as a kind of indication for what will follow in the other Akara ending Shabdas that we are using these Shabdas. Similarly for Uma, Akaranta Shabda. So we normally use the names of gods and goddesses. So, it gives you the punyam of Nama Japa also. Sadhu plural is sadhu. It is not, no. Sadhavaha is the plural. Sadhu is the dual form. Balaha tatra kim karoti is wrong. I told you karoti forms we are not going to be seeing now. So let us not go into the dual of karoti. In this place, where do we address our questions? You have already addressed your question in this question panel. This is where you have to ask your questions. For exercise 12.14, how can I answer an elephant lives in the forest instead of it lives here or there? So that will come a little later. So in the forest, you have to modify the word forest itself a little bit, which we will learn later on. For now, the only things regarding the place are atra, tatra and sarvatra. And if it is a question, you can use putra. That's about it. And if it is in relation to something else, you can use purataha, prishtataha or adhaha, upari and such pronouns. So bahuvachanam, noun and pronoun, sometimes they comes, sometimes they comes and sometimes aha comes. Yes, so for pronouns, it is the a ending for pullinga shabda. So etad shabdah, it is eshaha, etau, ete. Idam shabdah, it is ayam, imau, ime. And tad shabda, it is saha, tau, te. So for pullinga, the a ending is always for the plural. For napumsakalingam and strilingam, the a ending is for the dual. Whereas this is not the case for the nouns, like the akara ending Rama Shabda, ikara ending Hari Shabda, ukara ending Guru Shabda. For these, the plural is, for Harihi, it is Harayaha in the plural, Guruhu, it is Guravaha, and for Rama, it is Ramaha. Can you repeat? Ayam ends with ekara. Okay, that is the thing. So ayam, imau, ine in plural. It is in pullinga bahuvachanam. It gets an a ending. What is the meaning of dhvanihi? Dhvanihi is sound. Kutuhalam. Kutuhalam is rejoicing or excitement. We mostly speak like this is prayaha vayam evam vadamaha. Evam is like this and vi is vayam. So you have to get a suitable verb for it, which is vadamaha. Maha is the ending for vayam. Uttama purusha bahuvachanam. When to use saha and when to use ayam. If you know the position of the person about whom we are speaking, whether he is close or far away, then you can use either saha or ayam or in pullinga. You can use saha or ayam or eshaha. But if you don't know it, if it is just given as he, then you can use any of these three pronouns. Where to use iyam and ayam. Iyam is strilinga and ayam is pullinga. That is the only difference. Can you tell Kim Shabda English meanings? Kim is either who or what or which. Kim has forms in Pullinga, Strilinga and Napumsakalinga. But in English, there is only one linga for who or what or which. There is no gender variation in it. And you can use the forms who to or which to or what if you don't use it generally. And then which all or what all or who all in plural. These can be the only meanings of Kim ke kani, kaha kauke and ka ke kaha. These are the Pullinga, Strilinga and Napumsakalinga forms. The Google form, I think last time itself you have done a test. It is also a mock test was available in the Telegram group. So if you are part of that group, you will be able to see that. But since you've already done a test, you shouldn't have a problem knowing what it looks like, the Google form. You just have to, it's a very simple thing. The questions will be given and the options will be given below. You just choose the correct option and go to the next. And finally, you have to click on submit. After that, you may be asked to verify that you are not a robot. So for which you will be shown some pictures and based on that some question might be asked. So if you choose it, then your answers will be submitted. Your score will be visible right then and there. In the lesson, which book has ime, etc. Shabdas? I don't remember the lesson number. I'll look it up and tell you. But in our I'll check up the lesson number and let you know. Okay, in 12.334 is Dhyayanti. Dhyayanti or Dhyayanti. We'll check 12.3.3.4. Twelve point 3.3.4 does not have Saha dhyayati, tau dhyayatah. Oh, I think you're asking about the question itself. Te dhyayanti, saha dhyayati, tau dhyayatah, and te dhyayanti. For 14.4, can the question be Avam Pratah Devam Namavaha Va? Yes, can be Kim or Va. Is the answer at 12.3.3E correct? I don't know what you mean by E. E. (12.3.3.5) Sadhu gacchati, sadhu gacchadah. This is correct. I think you mean the fifth one. I'll just. (12.3.3.4) that we have already seen. Can you please explain Bahuvachanam, noun and pronoun as they sometimes come? Okay, that we have done. 14.3. 14.3. I don't know what your doubt is. 14.3 has several questions. Ma'am, which chapters are for the test? Everything we have done till chapter lesson 14 in the textbook. So it means everything we have done till the last class will be included in for the test. Where are we supposed to join the two sentences with indeclinables? Okay. Avam atra pratah na agachavah. 14.3. So for this, you have to just use an appropriate indeclinable to combine the sentences. Let us see the (14.3). So aham pratah atra pathami, sah sayam atra pathati. So I read here in the morning. Pratah is in the morning, atra is here, pathami is read, sah sayam atra pathati. Because he reads here in the evening, I read here in the morning. So you can use because, or you can use cha. Aham pratah atra pathami, sah sayam atra padhati cha. And I read here in the morning and he reads here. Or aham pratah atra pathami, atah sah sayam atra padhati. I read here in the morning, so he reads here in the evening. So you can use any of this, or you can use parantu. So for this sentence, many indeclinables will make sense. So like that, you just have to put an appropriate indeclinable. Only thing, it should make proper sense. For that, you should be very thorough with the meanings of all the indeclinable words. Kim can be used at the beginning of the question. When it is used in the sense of asking, is that so? Kim Ramah tatra pathati? You can ask by using Kim at the beginning of the question. Which kara is rakara and which is repha? There is no rakara. Rakara is only called repha. For every other alphabet, we use kara. For ra, we use that is the one which comes in the antastaha, ya, ra, la, va, right? So the ra is referred to as repha and not as rakara. Will you tell the answers to all the questions or put the answers and send it in the Vyoma website? It is there in the Vyoma website. Please download it and check the answers. In fact, I will be uploading the correct answers. There are some minor corrections in it. After making those corrections, the correct PDFs will be uploaded along with today's lessons. So maximum by tomorrow, you should expect the correct answers along with today's presentation as well. Evam is for thus. Yes, thus is also evam. Like this or thus. It means a similar thing, right? So is it 12.12.9? Mayuraha tatra tishtati or tishthanti. Mayuraha means tishthanti. Mayuraha is tishtati. Cow in Sanskritam is dhenuhu, is what you have learned. Dhenuhu ukaranta shabda. But it is strilinga shabda. So ma'am, will you tell the answers to all the questions? Or yeah, that I've answered. Ashvau puratah dhavatah. Is this correct? Yes. The horses, two horses run in front. That is correct. What is kadachit in Sanskrit? Kadachit is sometime. Kadachit is once upon a time or once or sometime. These are the meanings of kadachit. (14.4.5) we always talk Vayam Sada Evam Eva Vadamaha. We already discussed this. Vayam Sada Evam Eva Vadamaha. Ramo refers to Sri Rama and Parasurama. Okay, you can take it as Sri Rama and Parasurama. Can you kindly take all questions and explain the correct indeclinables? 14.3. Okay, let me check that. I think I'll stop taking the questions now, because there were some specific requests for certain answers to be discussed. We'll see if we can finish that today. (13.1). This is, I think, fairly straightforward. Write the answers in Sanskritam. Okay, I'll take something in the middle. Gajaha kutra vasati, Gajaha atra vasati, or Gajaha tatra vasati. So the elephant lives in the forest may be a correct answer, but you still don't know how to write in the forest. So we are going to use only the forms that we are familiar with. So atra, tatra, sarvatra is not going to apply for this. So that is not possible. Next. (13.8), 2, 3, and 8. Avam kutra adya vasavaha. So the answer could be either yuvam atra adya vasathaha, or it could be avam atra adya vasavaha. One of the two could answer, or another person apart from them could answer. Then 2, 3. Ke sayam kridataha. Ke and kridataha is a dvivachana verb. So ke should either mean a napumsakalinga or a strilinga pada. So bale sayam kridataha. The two girls play in the evening. And 8. Atra ke bhavataha. Here also ke refers to a napumsakalingam or strilinga pada. So you can say atra bale or chhatre, or any strilinga pada in dvivachanam you can use for bhavataha. Any strilinga pada, late, male, anything can be used in that place. Next. (14.3). Okay. Aham pratah atra pathami yatah sah sayam atra pathati. Yatah means because, so that can be used. Tani tatra pratah gachanti, tani tatra sayam gachanti. So you can use tani tatra sayam pratah gachanti or sada gachanti. You can use sada instead of sada. I think sayam pratah will be more appropriate. They go there morning and evening. Sa atra na pathati, sa atra na vasati. So you can write sa atra na pathati vasati cha. So you can sa atra na is common to both. So you can enlist both these things and put cha and connect it with a cha, which is and. Ishwarah tatra bhavati, Ishwarah atra bhavati, which means Ishwarah sarvatra bhavati. Gajah pratah atra gacchati, Gajah sayam atra na agacchati. I'm sorry, atra agacchati, Gajah sayam atra na agacchati. Gajah pratah atra agacchati, atah Gajah sayam atra na agacchati. Because it comes in the morning, it does not come in the evening. Saha adhuna likhati, saha adhuna atra na agacchati. Why is he not coming now? Because he is writing. Saha adhuna likhati. He is writing. Saha adhuna atra na agacchati. So he is not coming here. Tvam sada pathasi, tvam sada kridasi. Tvam sada pathasi kridasi cha. Pathasi kridasi athava tvam sada kridasi. You can use athava to join these two. You either always read or you always play. So tvam sada pathasi athava tvam sada kridasi. So saha tatra dhavati, tau tatra dhavatah. So there is one person who is running there. There are two other people who are running there. So in all, it makes three people. So te tatra dhavanti, and you can write it as one sentence with three people. So with three, it makes it a plural form. So dhavanti, and saha, tau, and te is the plural form of the tat shabda in pullinga. Te tatra dhavanti. Next is 14(2)G. Yes, Uyam. I've given the correction here. Uyam gachatha, Uyam kridatha. The question is to combine the two sentences. Uyam gachatha, Uyam kridatha cha. Or you can use Uyam gachatha, tataha, then Uyam kridatha. You all go there and then you all play. So tataha is also correct. Atha is also correct. Now we'll see if there are more questions. But before that, can we I just want to know how many of you are now confident of taking the test on Thursday. So now that you have done the exercises and you have revised all the portions, I want to know how many students are now confident of taking the test. So like the other day, we will launch a poll. Okay, it is kind of more or less frozen at 75. Okay, so with 89 people having voted, it is in the ratio of 75 to 25, with 90% having voted. Okay. So I think with 25 people saying that they are not confident, it would be better that we give them some more time to prepare for the test till next Tuesday maybe. So as announced, we had announced the test for Thursday, but since I was expecting the numbers to go up, but on the contrary, more people are not, confident of taking the test. So let us take them along. Let us wait for 5 more days for them also to prepare, and let us give them some more time to prepare. Let's postpone the test to next Tuesday. So instead of 24th, it will be on the 29th. I will ask the Vyoma people to send out a mail accordingly. So as usual, you will be able to log in directly from the web page where there will be a link for the test, or from the email that you receive. So it will directly take you to the Google Forms where you just have to fill up certain basic details like your name and email ID and continue to answer the questions. That's all. Just like the last time. It will be only multiple choice questions. It will be for an hour, as I had told you before, and marks will be 30. Yeah. So let me take questions for 5 more minutes. Before that, let us recite the Shanti Mantra and then take a few more questions. Those who want to leave may leave. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dual forms of diamond Shabda. Kadapi. What is Kadapi? Kadapi means ever or any time. Kadapi, like Saha Kadapi na gachati. He never goes. He never goes. Saha Kadapi na gachati. So when it is used in conjunction with na, it means never. Generally, it means ever or any time. Idam Shabdaha. See, these incomplete questions I am unable to answer. Esha, ete, etaha in feminine. You said something else. Yes, Esha, ete, etaha. That's right. I'm sorry if I had said mentioned something else. What is the translation for he thus speaks? And it is coming back. Saha evam vadati. Thus is evam. He speaks like this, or thus is evam. It is coming back. You say tat punaha agacchati. Kim can come in front of the question. Yes. And at the end of a question, it can come both in front and at the end. How to arrange the sentence in Sanskritam? I mean, in English we say the boy plays in the house. Can we say in any ways? I mean, can we arrange the sentence in two different? Yes, in Sanskritam there is some amount of flexibility in terms of arrangement of the word in the sentence. For instance, balaha, in the house is grihe, but you have not learned the form of griham in that sense. So we'll use atra and tatra. Balaha atra kridati. Atra balaha kridati. You cannot use kridati atra balaha. That is generally not used, but it is also not wrong. So in most cases, the order of the words in the sentence can be changed in Sanskritam. It does not change the meaning significantly. Anyatra. Anyatra is elsewhere. How to join the Telegram group? Praveena HN, you can kindly write to me at my email rangarajandeepa.vyoma@gmail.com and I will send you the link for joining the Telegram group. Why is kimartham or kimardham? It is tha, the second tha of the tavarga. Gajaha vanam vasati is wrong. Vanam is forest. For in the forest, it will be a different usage, which we will learn soon. Okay, thank you, Janvi Satish. The lesson number is 16 is what she's saying. So in the 16th lesson, I think I have introduced the etad and idam shabdas, as somebody had asked before. So in a question, if we say balaha api tatra asti, can we say balaha tatra api asti? No, here the meaning changes, right? Balaha api tatra asti means there are many people there and the boy is also there. Whereas balaha tatra api asti means the boy is both here and there. Say somebody like Krishna, who can be at many places at the same time. So balaha tatra api asti means he is here as well as he is there. So there the meaning changes. So you should be careful about the meaning as well. Charati means walk and grace, both. Yes, you are right. The difference between etad and idam, the same meaning, isn't it, ma'am? Yes, etad and idam are two different pronouns. Etad is for something close and idam is for something little far away but still close. But for our purpose, we do not distinguish between the two. I've been saying this repeatedly. Gajaha shanaihi charati is a correct sentence. Oh, the meaning of dhyayati. the meaning of dhyayati is to remember or to do dhyanam. So dhyayati is to remember or to think. Yes. In 10.3.6, Ka Putra Vasati is the question. Kamala or Devata can both be used. Kamala and Devata, both can be the answer. There are three options given: Kamala, Devata, and Purushaha. Purushaha is pullingam. Because the question is Ka, it can either be Kamala or Devata. To study for the test, you want to read all the slides as well? Yes, please. All that we have done in class, you please study, because sometimes I might have mentioned something that is not given in the textbook. So please go through the slides as well. 13.8 exercise, question 2, 3, and 8. I think we did that. Okay, there are many more questions. I'm sorry, I think I won't be able to take any more. If you have any doubts, please email me and I will reply to those questions. Dhanyavadaha, punarmilamaha, and for the test, wish you all very good luck. So we will not have the class on Thursday as planned, because I won't be able to begin the new session until we finish the test. So next Tuesday we will have the test, and then on Thursday, following Thursday, we will take the new lesson. So I wish you all the best for the test on next Tuesday. Dhanyavadaha.